Hey guys, I just wanted to share with you a fun little one-shot I ran the other day for a group of new players doing a trial session with us. It was a fun little one-shot where all of the players played as cultists defending a dragon's lair from adventurer attacks. So we were trying to flip the paradigm there and have the players defending against adventurers this time. There were some fun little mechanics that we added to make it a bit more interesting. So obviously a generic cultist is super weak, only CR 1/8. So we spiced it up a little bit by having the players talk to me and tell me about how their cultist was seeking to improve their standing within the cult by secretly working on assorted skills. So the players could then choose 2 skills to be proficient in. So that might have been, maybe they were secretly working out. And they would get a bonus to athletics. Maybe they found a spell book and they were studying up on spells, so they get a bonus to arcana, things like that. So we had a good spread of skills out of that. Players then got an opportunity to arm themselves from the dragon sword. So they got to pick 1 item each. These were some pretty powerful magic items, but they kind of helped to define the class that the character was playing. So we had stuff like a bow, an ancient bow, that allowed them to use Hunter's Mark. We had a +2 shield, so 4 AC shield with 5 extra temporary HP each round. A poison dagger that poisoned every time it strikes and also gave +2 to stealth. So you can see that they kind of helped form the class basis for the characters. You can really go pretty all out with these. You can be quite generous with these magic items because a CR 1/8 cultist is extremely weak, and they're gonna verse fully fledged adventurers. So don't go nuts, have fun with it. That you can be really creative with these. Once the players had armed themselves, they had a couple of jobs to do before the adventurers arrived. So they needed to convince the kobolds to rearm the traps in the dungeon. Things like entrance blades, pit traps, and things like that. But the kobolds then require assistance clearing out their storeroom, which has a mimic in it. So the players needed to deal with the mimic. They also needed to find something to guard the entrance. This could be negotiating with the ogre to release some of the ambush drakes, or it could be anything. Maybe they could somehow get the mimic to the front entrance. It's very flexible. The players really have the reins here and they can do what they want. Then they need to summon the wind elementals. So I explained to them that the wind elementals will just wildly path, and anywhere that they're allowed to enter, they will just destroy everything. They're uncontrollable. So they needed to make sure that they had done all of their other tasks first before summoning the elementals. And they also needed to make sure that they could board off the open corridors so the wind elementals wouldn't kill them when they were released. So that required a little bit of preparation. And finally, once they had prepared the dungeon, the adventurers arrived, blew up the front door, and just came and stormed the place. I allowed the players to we went around the table and each player got to roll for the adventurers' progress through their the traps and things that they had set for them. So the players kept an active role while the adventurers were kind of storming the dungeon. This led to a pretty fun sequence of events where the players were really trying to roll really low so that the adventurers failed at their tasks and got weakened significantly by the time they reached the cultists. And then the cultists had their final stand. So the cultists put themselves in between the guard drakes. So the guard drakes were guarding the treasure at the end and the dragon eggs. So the cultists wanted to get the credit for the adventurer kill, so that they made sure, they had to make sure that they killed the adventurers before they reached the guard drakes, so that the guard drakes didn't take all the credit for the kills, and the cultists could rise up within the cult. So it was really fun, a little adventure, loads of room for players to really think outside the box and get creative with their preparations. It was loads of fun. The players were all raving about it in the end. So feel free to take this and use it how you will.